I just ran away from home.
Okay.
And I live in a family of 15.
Okay.
My 2 little sisters right now are chained up.
They're chained up?
Yes,
Where are they chained up at?
on the bed.
Introducing the remarkable story of Jordan Turpin, a tale of resilience, courage, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Born into a home shrouded in darkness, Jordan's journey from captivity to freedom serves as a beacon of hope for countless others. Join us as we delve into the harrowing narrative of her escape, the trials she faced, and the inspiring transformation that followed. David Turpin was born on October 17, 1961, and Louise Turpin was born on May 24, 1968. Both were raised in religious households, which reportedly played a significant role in their upbringing. David was raised in a Pentecostal family in West Virginia, while Louise grew up in a strict Catholic family in Princeton, West Virginia. David's childhood appears to have been marked by poverty and instability. There have been reports suggesting that he grew up in a dysfunctional family environment, with some accounts describing his father as abusive. Despite the challenges he faced, David reportedly excelled academically and pursued higher education. Louise's upbringing seems to have been similarly troubled. She reportedly experienced a strict upbringing in a Catholic household and was homeschooled for a period. There are indications that she faced difficulties during her teenage years, including reports of rebellion against her parents' rules. David and Louise Turpin's union stemmed from their shared upbringing in a deeply religious community. They met during their teenage years, attending the same church gatherings and community events. Both hailed from families that emphasized strict adherence to religious doctrines and traditional family values, instilling in them a profound belief in the importance of discipline and obedience. Their courtship was characterized by a mutual commitment to their faith and a desire to build a family grounded in their shared beliefs. David and Louise's relationship blossomed against the backdrop of their insular community, where conformity to religious norms was paramount. Psychologically, David and Louise exhibited traits commonly associated with authoritarian personalities, valuing control and conformity above all else. Their rigid adherence to religious principles and strict discipline reflected a deep-seated need for order and authority within their family dynamic. As devout Christians, they saw themselves as stewards of moral righteousness, responsible for molding their children into virtuous individuals according to their interpretation of religious teachings. Despite their outward portrayal of devoutness, beneath the veneer of religious piety lay a darker reality of manipulation and control. David and Louise's authoritarian parenting style created an environment of fear and subservience within the Turpin household, where their children were subjected to extreme forms of abuse and neglect in the name of religious discipline. Growing up in the Turpin household was a nightmare for the children. They were isolated from the outside world, denied access to education, and subjected to severe physical and psychological abuse. Chained to their beds, starved and neglected, the children lived in constant fear of their parents' wrath. Their psychological state deteriorated over time, with many exhibiting signs of trauma, stunted development, and social isolation. The peculiarities of their physical development were striking. Due to malnutrition and lack of proper care, some of the children appeared significantly younger than their actual ages. Their growth was stunted, and they suffered from a myriad of health issues stemming from neglect. Additionally, their lack of exposure to the outside world hindered their cognitive and social development, leaving them ill-equipped to interact with others or navigate basic life skills. Psychologically, the children displayed a range of symptoms indicative of severe trauma. Many experienced anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of their abusive upbringing. They struggled to trust others and form meaningful relationships, often feeling isolated and misunderstood. Their self-esteem was shattered, and they harbored deep-seated feelings of shame and worthlessness, instilled by years of emotional and physical mistreatment. Overall, the the psychological portrait of the Turpin children during their time in the family was one marked by profound suffering and deprivation. Their physical and emotional scars would serve as lasting reminders of the horrors they endured within the confines of their own home. Despite the oppressive conditions, Jordan Turpin harbored a glimmer of hope for freedom. At 17 years old, she keenly felt the injustice and suffering in her home. Jordan's desire for liberation grew stronger with each passing day as she endured the torments inflicted upon her and her siblings. The idea of escape had been brewing in Jordan's mind for months, a desperate attempt to survive in the suffocating embrace of her parents' control. She carefully planned every detail, waiting for the moment to execute her daring plan. On that fateful day in January 2018, Jordan's resolve reached its peak. With nerves of steel and a heart full of determination, she seized her chance. Using a deactivated mobile phone hidden in the house, Jordan made the bold decision to seek help. Dialing 911, she took a leap of faith, knowing that this call might be her only chance at freedom. As authorities responded to her distress call, Jordan's heart raced with anticipation. With swift and calculated movements, she climbed out of a window, leaving behind the prison of her past. With each step towards safety, Jordan embraced her newfound freedom, marking the end of her harrowing captivity and the beginning of a new chapter in her life. The details of the rescue demonstrated that even in the most hopeless situations, determination and courage can lead to liberation. Jordan Turpin, one of the 13 siblings rescued from a life of severe abuse and captivity by her own parents, David and Louise Turpin, has embarked on a journey of healing and empowerment since her daring escape in 2018. Emerging as a beacon of resilience, Jordan has been actively engaging with the public through media interviews and social platforms to raise awareness about child abuse and to share her story of survival and recovery. Her efforts aim to inspire others facing similar challenges and to advocate for children's safety and well-being. The years spent in captivity left indelible marks on Jordan and her siblings, who endured physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. The transition to freedom was fraught with challenges as they had to acclimate to a world vastly different from the confinement they knew. Jordan, like her siblings, underwent extensive therapy and counseling, which played a crucial role in their recovery process. These therapeutic interventions helped them to address the trauma, learn coping mechanisms, and build a foundation for their new lives. The punishment meted out to David and Louise Turpin was a significant chapter in the aftermath of the rescue. In February 2019, the couple pleaded guilty to numerous charges, including torture, false imprisonment, and cruelty to a dependent adult. They were subsequently sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. This verdict was a culmination of the legal proceedings that followed their arrest in January 2018 and served as a measure of justice for the suffering endured by the Turpin children. Jordan's current endeavors reflect her commitment to moving forward and making a positive impact on the world. Despite the years of abuse and the difficult recovery process, her strength and determination have illuminated a path of hope and renewal. As she continues to share her story, Jordan Turpin symbolizes the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity and to forge a path toward healing and empowerment.